Over the last 3 months, I've critically analyzed various aspects of my favorite television show, Friends. I determined how it has affected our culture as one of the most popular television sitcoms in American history. Friends remains one of the most viewed television shows in the country, despite the last new episode airing over 14 years ago. The series follows the daily lives of six close friends living in New York City. Their names are Chandler Bing, Joey Tribbiani, Ross Geller, Rachel Green, Monica Geller, and Phoebe Buffay. They're six 20-something-year-olds living through hilarious scenarios related to their love lives, their careers, and their own interpersonal friendships. Each episode is formatted the exact same way, and the sequence of events include a hilarious conflict, a climax, and a resolution of the conflict. Although it's set in New York City, the sitcom was actually produced and filmed in Hollywood, California. The sitcom was created by Marta Kauffman and David Crane and originally entitled Insomnia Cafe. Those two pitched the idea to Kevin S. Bright, and the three of them became the executive producers and writers of the renamed series Friends. The show was nominated for 62 Primetime Emmy Awards, and it won 6 of these, including an award for an outstanding comedy series. Throughout my analysis of Friends, I determined that the series is a situation comedy that appeals to a set demographic of men and women in their 20s from a middle to upper socioeconomic background. This audience demographic directly relates to the backgrounds of the 6 main characters. Watching Friends, I'm in the mindset of a critic. I noticed 2 very distinct narrative patterns that appear continuously throughout the 10 seasons and are made evident by reactive behavior codes portrayed by the characters. These patterns appear in similar constructive narratives and also apply verbal, nonverbal, and representational indications through the behavior of the characters. Friends rejects the roles outside of heterosexual white American individuals, and multiple storylines present the dismissal of any character that does not fit this manufactured norm. This rejection is represented by verbal, nonverbal, and representational behaviors of the characters throughout the series. On 4 separate occasions, love interests are presented that are not white Americans. It only happens 4 times, but on each occasion, the friends acted in a derogatory manner towards the love interest who were not white Americans. One of these examples that I used in my analysis appears from Season 2, Episode 2, and it's entitled The One with the Breast Milk. Rachel has a delightful conversation with Ross's then-girlfriend Julie, who happens to be a Chinese American woman. In this conversation, Rachel actually apologizes to Julie for being cold and distant toward her. But as soon as Julie is out of the shot, Rachel refers to her as a manipulative bitch with no provocation. Julie didn't do anything to Rachel, but Rachel called her a terrible name. In the show, Rachel has a reason for behaving this way, but because the character Julie is played by an Asian woman, this verbal indication perpetuates an existing stereotype that Americans that are white are superior. Another stereotype sustained by a narrative in Friends is that masculinity is also superior. I attempted to determine how many times this issue actually appears in the series, and the number was much higher than I previously thought. I actually lost count. An example of this narrative comes from Season 9, Episode 6, the one with the male nanny. Ross and Rachel hire a male nanny to care for their infant daughter, and Ross exhibits rude behavior toward the nanny simply because he is a male pursuing a predominantly female career path. Ross rolls his eyes and furrows his brow when interacting with the male nanny, and during the job interview for the nanny, Ross blurts out, "Are you gay?" Ross's attitude towards the character is unrelenting, and he exhibits revulsion towards the male character that happens to have feminine qualities. Because of this, it is just like the situation with the non-white Americans, and it's directly related to the characters' behaviors towards these supporting characters. I concluded that Friends is a situation comedy that, like many television shows in America, perpetuates existing stereotypes. The popularity of Friends only supports the notion that many people have been affected by the opinions and behaviors of these six fictional characters. It can only be assumed that Friends has left a mark on America's heart and its prejudices on America's mind.